Hi, in this video, we're going to answer the questions of Challenge 2. Before I start, I'm just going to say, if you like or subscribe to my channel, then I'll be encouraged to create more videos and help more students. Starting with the first question. John earns 25% more than Sam. If Sam earns £40, then how much does John earn? If you've watched the previous videos of percentages, you should know that John earns more than Sam, which means we add the percentage to the value of Sam. This also means J equals S plus 25% times S. If we replace the value of S by 40, this means J equals 40 plus we replace 25% by a quarter. So 40 plus a quarter times 40. To do this quickly, 40 times 1 equals 40. 40 divided by 4 equals 10. This means J equals 40 plus 10. Which also means that John earns £50. Moving on to the second question. A shop had an offer, buy 2 tops, get the third one free. James bought 6 tops. How much did James pay in total if the price of each top is £12.99? This question is clearly about ratio. The best and easiest way to answer ratio questions is by using abbreviations and looking for the ratio between those abbreviations. So we use letter P to indicate the number of tops that he paid for, GF for the tops that he got free, and T is the total number of tops that he ended up with. Now we know for every 2 tops he paid for, he gets 1 free, so this means he will end up with 3 tops in total. But the question is asking for 6 tops that James ended up with. So how much did he pay for the 6 tops? If I find the number of tops that he bought, I can easily find the total price that he paid for these tops. So in this question, I'm looking for the ratio between the number of tops that he paid for and the total number of tops that he ended up with. For every 2 tops that he pays for, he gets 3 in total. If James has 6 in total, then how many tops does he have to pay for? I would use Y to represent this missing information. You can use any letter you wish to represent this information. If you've watched my previous videos of ratio, you should know that 2 times 6 equals 3 times Y. This means 12 equals 3 times Y. This is a basic algebraic equation. We need to find out the value of Y. 3 times Y. To find what Y is, we need to use the inverse, which means we need to divide 12 by 3 to find the value of Y. So Y equals 12 divided by 3, which means Y equals 4. So the number of tops that James needs to buy equals 4. And to find the price of the 4 tops, we times 4 by the price of each top, which means 4 times £12.99 equals £51.96. Question number 3. What is the area of the shape below? Clearly, this shape means that we had a large rectangle, but we've cut from it a smaller rectangle. The large rectangle had a width of 11 centimeters and a height of 6 centimeters, and the smaller rectangle had a width of 4 centimeters and a height of 2 centimeters. And because we've cut the smaller rectangle from the big rectangle, this means we have to remove the size of the smaller rectangle from the big rectangle. So to find the area of the shape listed here, I need to find the area of the large rectangle, then take it away by the area of the small rectangle. We know the area of any rectangle equals width times height. The width equals 11 centimeter, the height equals 6 centimeter, so 11 times 6 equals 66 centimeter square. Similarly, we can work out the area of the small rectangle. Width times height equals 4 times 2, which equals 8 centimeters square. So to find the area of my shape, I need to take away the area of the small rectangle from the area of the large rectangle, which means 66 centimeters square take away 8 centimeters square means 58 centimeters squares is the area of my shape. Moving on to question number 4. A rectangle has a perimeter of 48 centimeters. What is the width of the rectangle if the height is half its width? We know that the perimeter of any rectangle equals 2 width plus 2 height. We also know that the perimeter equals 48 centimeters, so we replace that with 48, which means 48 equals 2w plus 2h. Now in this equation, I've got 2 missing information, which means to answer any equation with 2 missing information, I need to have 2 equations, which means I need to find the second equation. Now clearly the question stated that the height is half its width. So I can find my second equation. Height equals half times width. H equals half times width. So my second equation can either be h equals w divided by 2 or w equals 2h. Now I've got 2 equations and 2 missing information, so which means I can find what the value of w is and the value of h. It's always easier to work with a whole number rather than a fraction. That's why I'm going to pick w equals 2h. So I can either replace every w with 2h or replace every 2h with 1w. Going back to my main equation, 48 equals 2w plus 2h, which also equals 2w plus 1w. So 48 equals 3w, a very simple algebraic equation. To find the value of w, I need to use the inverse of times 3, which means w equals 48 divided by 3. So w equals 16 centimeters, and that's my width. Remember, when answering these sort of questions with 2 missing information, you need to abbreviate on top of the question which missing information the question is asking for. Basically because you might be working on w to find what the value of w is, whereas the question is asking for the height, and vice versa. Question number 5. Katie bought 4 kilograms of apples. If each kilogram costs £1.96, then how much did Katie pay? So this is a simple and straightforward question. In this question, to find the total cost, I need to times 4 by the cost of each, which means 4 times £1.96, which equals £7.84. But the trick here is how can I get to the value £7.84 in the minimum time? Now I know £1.96 also equals £2 take away 4p, which means 2 take away 0.04. Now you can replace £1.96 by a bracket that includes 2 take away 0.04. Make sure that you use brackets, otherwise it will be open for errors. To expand brackets, you must multiply all numbers inside the bracket by number 4, which means 4 times 2 take away 4 times 0.04, which equals 8 take away 0.16, which is a lot easier to work with now. So you should know it equals 7.84. Don't worry if you got it wrong, you will get the hang of it with similar exercises. Now reach the end of this video. If you're looking for the answers to the rest of the questions, then click on Challenge 2 Answers Part 2.